Okay, so now we just do the reverse to put her all back together again. Don't need to do anything with that because it just clips into place. Fit this guy in here. Make sure that those holes line up, and then this piece just got a little nub in the back there, so just gonna make sure that that connects to whatever it needs to inside there. Okay, so kind of just sits inside there, and then bolt her down. Put these screws back in. There. Again, just be careful that you're not dropping them down inside, because then they'll roll all the way down in there to the bottom, and you're probably not going to get them because they'll probably get stuck somewhere between the top and the bottom in the middle, and it's just not going to be a fun day for you. Okay. This guy. Okay, so now we're going to do the opposite, where we used the pusher. Now we're going to put pressure against this so that we can put that little snap collar back in place. So you're going to want to make sure that that collar is there before you put the other tool on, or just put it on the top rim of this tool if you want to. I like just putting it on there. Put that piece on. Tighten her down. And again, you just kind of go until you get access to that notch. This one's pretty nice because it just has a nice little stopping position. So just kind of move it over, down into place. There's a notch down in there that it sits down inside of. Just kind of work it into place there. So drop down in place, make sure that there's not very much gap there. And then you just loosen the pressure off this guy so that you're protected there. Okay, so now I'm going to put this piece back on. We don't need the puller. I just left it on there. Okay, so now remember, this has the notch in it. So you want to make sure that your notch lines up with one on the spindle, which I believe that was on this piece, maybe. I can't remember. And most of the time you're not going to have much of an issue, especially there it is. Now it's actually in there. I can kind of see that dark mark that was on there. Probably should have marked it with chalk just to have it, but yeah, so that's lined up. And then if you've put that piece in the right way, then there's only one way that it can really line up. So that's not on there tight, but as you tighten the nut down, it'll sink everything in place. So you just need to start it there, and then we'll get this piece in, and we'll get this nut started. Probably start that with the socket. Just barely put it in. Get her started. started. Now we just tighten her down. It's going to be a little tight just because you're sucking everything up into place with it. So make sure it's nice and good and tight so the steering wheel doesn't come off. Okay. We got our steering wheel. There was one bolt missing out of this when we took it off. Once you get those all snugged up, we just put that cap on. There we go. This doesn't have a battery, so we can't test it to see if it'll start or anything, but make sure the steering wheel unlocks. And we can test to see if the steering wheel will relock. It did. Okay. Now this customer has a couple new keys, new ignition in place.